Hi, I'm Tim Goodfellow from FF News, and we're here at Money 2020 Europe in Amsterdam. And I'm pleased to be joined by Monica and Guy from Chargebacks911, founder and chairman. Great to have you guys. How are you doing? Have you had a good day so far?
Absolutely, excellent. What about you?
Yeah, been really good. Also very busy, but yes, it's been fun and great to see the buzz of the conference around us. So, Monica, founder of the business, perhaps for those who don't know, could you just tell us a little bit more about what the company does and how you provide value to customers?
Yeah, absolutely. So Chargebacks911, the name says it a little bit in what we do. So we are a unified platform for chargeback management. So we're a technology provider, and we provide platform technology to banks, financial institutions, as well as retailers and merchants. And we help manage the end-to-end workflow for chargebacks, disputes. We're integrated with the major schemes as well as the minor schemes, and working with a lot of alternative payment methods.
Great, yeah, and obviously, you know, inevitably this kind of a specialist area of, I suppose, within payments, I suppose. Is this kind of what does the future look like for this area, and how do you see yourselves fitting into that?
Great question. And every time I come to these conferences, I actually get more excited about the business opportunity to really create transformative change and help revolutionize the way that disputes are processed today. So if you look at the size of the market, I think you're right. This is kind of a niche product or a niche problem that many don't really recognize. It's a back office situation, but it's becoming much more relevant, which is great. Like, the industry needs to take note, because this is a liability and an increase in costs. 15% growth in e-commerce, 20% growth in chargebacks. So super excited to see how much attention is now, in really top of mind. And one of the reasons why we also have recruited Guy Harris, our new chairman, to help really lead the strategy and execute the vision. And lots of attention in this space now. So I think there's ample opportunity for a lot of providers to collaborate more and figure out how we can really advocate the change that's needed to create more sustainability.
Yeah, that's great, and that's obviously the big news for you guys recently is kind of the appointments to your board, and Guy, you've come on board with the company. Guy, what are you really excited about in terms of joining the company, and what do you see for them going forward?
Well, first and foremost, I was in payments from a banking side, on the merchant side with Bank of America and US Bank before that, when it was pivoting where payments was exactly the same. It was at the back office, it was considered an expense, and here we are 20 years on. If you're not managing your payments at the heart of your customers, you're really not in that space in the right way. And so there was a number of things that attracted me as I was retiring or stopping with Bank of America. Number one, in working with Monica and starting to get to know her vision of what the company was in terms of the opportunity. The second thing was developed a phenomenal platform. So you can have vision, but if you don't have technology to execute. And the proof point in that is that nearly 2.5 million merchants on the platform, nearly 50 financial institutions, including blue chip financial bank names. Often very difficult for a new fintech to get to those type of customer base, which says we've got great technology. So great customers. And then last but not least, helping them in their journey, because although Monica from inception has built a tremendous company with great people, we're now at that second phase, which is how do we double that in the next 3 years? And hopefully some of the things I've done in the past with the teams I've built and organizations I've helped can help in terms of a fintech that's in an exciting space.
Yeah, of course, yeah. And Monica, what is it about what Guy's experience? What excites you about what he can bring to the company?
Well, I think first of all, his accent, right?
By the way, I live in Atlanta.
Oh, okay.
So I live in the south, but the south of America.
Yeah, of course, yeah. Those nuances, which we of course have in UK as well. So.
No, I have to say, okay, in all honesty, obviously I've spent quite a bit of time in the UK. Lived here for 5 years plus. So I really think that it's important, if I look at what's a great fit for us, really helping to take things to the next level, execute this vision, then we need a mentality of something that is more cross-border. And so I love the fact when I had met Guy initially, he comes from an amazing background, self-made, dove in feet first or head first probably, in financial institution markets, but also has had the experience, which I think is a tremendous wealth in today's economy, of working in the European environment in the UK, entrenched in payments and growing up, and then moving to the US. And they're very different markets, and there's significant opportunity for vertical growth and horizontal growth. And I think also a lot of opportunity in just being able to speak those two languages. We each speak English, but there's nuances. And I think, his leadership he was a previous president of the ETA, which is a large trade association stateside. So it really helps to have that acumen be brought to the table in our organization. And a lot of that thought leadership and contributed as well. So super excited.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And I suppose either of you can answer this, but maybe Guy could provide some insight into in terms of chargebacks and the way that the management of that. Do you have plans to kind of expand into other territories, and are there some challenges to doing that, and what do you see as the kind of opportunities in different territories there?
Well, I can answer from my early view as chairman, but that early view in that I have been talking to Monica for a few months. But from an early view perspective, there is no lack of opportunities. I think one of the challenges is we have so many opportunities. We need to make sure that we focus on it. Now, as well as being in the UK and in the US, we're also in Asia and other markets because the platform travels. It isn't something we have to configure differently when we get to different markets. So the solution is there. The business problem sits everywhere. Our real challenge is just make sure we focus and get things delivered in the short term, which will get us to eventually the growth that will take us to where we need to be.
Sure. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Did you have anything to?
Yeah, I would add in terms of additional opportunities. So you mentioned alternative payment methods. So our platform is designed. It's configurable. It has a lot of connectivity, and it's next generation technology, which I think is a competitive advantage, of course, in confronting all the different mainframe systems that are really kind of taped together and causing a lot of stale, the inability to maintain pace with technology as well as consumer behavior trends. So if we look at the growth in alternative payment methods, it's not just non-card based, it's also cards taking different forms, BNPL, installments. We even see shifts with the traditional schemes and looking at, how we can serve what consumers want and also be fair to merchants. So I think there's tremendous opportunity for us there, and this is really what our platform was designed to do.
And maybe just one other aspect of that.
Sure.
With these new payment forms, there is a lack of dispute processes within that. So
Sure.
in a mature credit business, it's in place. So now you have the same issues, but you're using a different payment form.
Right.
So we've got to help build that dispute capability for those new payment forms.
Sure. Yeah, and hopefully you'll go in hand with those new payment forms.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Well, that's great. I mean, finally, to kind of wrap up, we're here at Money 2020. What are some of the main things that you're really looking forward to seeing and doing whilst you're here?
Parties. I mean, come on. Isn't that why we all come to these shows?
We're normally in Vegas, so
Okay.
goes on in Vegas.
Yeah.
Well,
Of course. Well, I can't disagree with you there.
I'm really looking forward. So we did a party this year with Google. Super excited about. We've done that a few years now at the park. So definitely looking forward to that. Counting down. But also, networking with friends and relationships that you've had for years. I think one thing that I've learned in this space, especially in payments, is such a small niche compared to the rest of the world. And the relationships that you build as a vendor, right? It becomes a partnership for life. And so it's great to reconnect with people, hear about new ideas, new fintechs, walk the halls, and I find people that I haven't seen for 5 years, and now, they're the CEO of a new fintech. So yeah, tons of opportunity.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
I just say networking.
Yeah.
And I have the benefit of coming back to Europe after 11 years in the US doing exactly the same.
Sure.
But funnily enough, you bump into the same people, albeit in different organizations, having changed slightly.
Yeah, of course.
But it is about people, and so those contacts are important. So coming to something like this and finding them in one place really does actually justify the trip. It isn't just the technology, it's the fact that you can have those meetings in one place and reacquaint with the relationships.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, 100% agree.
Talking with you. It's
Well,
been such a pleasure.
thank you.
Honestly.
Oh, thank you. Well, I appreciate it. That's good to hear after a long day. Thank you.
Your English voice.
No, listen. We need
Can't
that.
complain.
Actually, we need to get. I mean, you guys are so important because without getting the word out there and creating awareness of what's going on, this inspires innovation. It creates more collaboration. So, definite necessity.
Good. Well, Monica, Guy, great to speak to you today, and I hope you enjoy the evening.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
Thank you so much.